Welcome back to Pittsburgh. We're inside the Rivers Casino here for Poker Night in America. Playing No Limit Hold'em cash games. I'm David Tuchman. Players just finding their seats once again, as the game will continue momentarily. No Limit Hold'em, $25.50 of the blinds. Phil Laak looks to be getting mic'd up once again. If you're just joining us,
Is this like their back room?
it's been a good run. We've had a lot of fun today.
Oh, so that's just one of those like 50, like, you know.
About 3:30 p.m. here
How you doing? How's everything going
in
back?
Pittsburgh. We started today at about 1.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
We'll be going through till about
Are you making fun of me?
close to 9 p.m. tonight.
You making
We're
fun
also back at it tomorrow.
of me? Well, good. No, I'm in.
Thinking some good poker. A good mix of some local pros with some traveling pros. With 3 players on the left side of the screen. That's Igor, Cletus, or Clarence, as he calls himself. Jack Schanbacher. Seats 2, 3, and 4. Kind of the local.
Whatever.
What do you do the little reverse thing? Yes.
And then you got Phil Laak,
Whatever, let me know.
Mark Smith,
Yeah, you be in charge of that.
Donkey Bomber, Tom Schneider, and David Baker, ODB they call him.
Yeah, we didn't have a very good week, but managed to survive.
Players that have come in specifically for this.
I didn't have much AP either.
The main event also going on in the background. Laak is broken out the goggles. See if that changes up his game a little bit. Once again, I'm David Tuchman. Thanks for spending your Saturday with us. I'd like to keep the show as interactive as possible. You can join us in the Twitch chat, and I can see Ben Cost, Ob Serraro, Malk Offick, Wigmaster,
You want a little pumpkin bread?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Quadstiki, all in there.
No sunglasses allowed on poker night.
Same with the watch. I keep
Yeah,
watching
no
in case
sunglasses.
Everybody has a watch. I like to fit in, you know. Clarence is trying to like fit in, yeah. So like, I feel like I'm supposed to get my sunglasses.
There's no sunglasses allowed on poker night in America.
Oh, damn.
Only Phil Laak is the only one.
Good thing I didn't sit down at the table.
Good thing they're not sunglasses, they're ski glasses.
A little bit about all the players in a while.
Yep, I need them to see, otherwise.
Jack Schanbacher,
The mothership is called.
No Limit Pro in the Pittsburgh area.
There's only a few goggles.
Dan Wolf as well. I think he's recently moved to Maryland but came back.
You want to get the right pair of goggles.
The cool thing is now you know what it's like to be a fly.
Igor, who we're looking at in the blue shirt, Muck there. Also professional
Anybody like
poker
some
player.
pumpkin bread? It's pretty good. It's huge.
Mark Smith,
No?
known as Pegasus,
All right.
has won multiple World Series of Poker circuit rings. Retired now. Enjoys the game. Take a look at the chip count. Schanbacher bought in for 20,000, so he's up about 5. Laak bought in for 20K. Pretty much even.
You bluffed me that one hand. I called.
Igor bought in for 10,600, so he's up just a little bit.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't think anybody has rebought.
That made me so nervous. He said Jack High, that's what I had too.
Baker's been on the brink a couple of times, but every time he gets it in, he seems to win.
Crosby 87. Crosby 87.
And apparently Dan Wolf, Clarence, Cletus, whatever you want to call that guy, he's in for another 2,500, so he's in the game for $7,500 now.
Who's Crosby 87?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull. I'll show you what I had something on it.
You full? Oh, I wouldn't pull that. What? Oh my god.
I felt like David Baker has me.
No.
They're all strong.
Go back to the paper.
Show me your table.
I'm over here.
Interesting hand. Igor gets there on the river. Had a lot of outs, obviously. That was one of them. Malk Office says, why does Phil Laak have skiing glasses or goggles? Why does Phil Laak do anything?
Chip, David? Nice.
Remember that movie, that TV show? It was awful. It was a show called Herman's Head, I think it was, where you go inside this guy's head, and there were like characters that would play different parts in
All
it.
right, so this is a chip pot.
Can you imagine Phil Laak's head?
I think
trip
I'm good
inside
for
there?
Right now. Yeah, thank you.
I'm good for right now.
Button slides in front of Igor. This is going to be a straddled pot, 25, 50, 100. If you're new to poker and you just stumbled upon us through Twitch, welcome to the game. It's a great game. I'm obviously very passionate about it. It's a game that I've loved for many, many years and continue to play on a very regular basis. If you have any questions that you're afraid you might get ridiculed, don't worry. Our chat actually seems to be fairly kind, especially for Twitch. But if you don't want to ask the question there, you can tweet me at Tuck on Sports. You can also whisper the question to me on Twitch, and I'm Tuck on Sports as well there.
The only reason why I did it.
This is where I want to wake up with aces. Oh. The furthest those guys can get there.
Wrong game.
Wrong game. Go down.
Dr. Phil says, because he can get all you people to talk about it, it's just a marketing ploy. You know, I thought that for a while with Phil Laak. I was like, okay, all this has to be an act, right? He's just putting on an act to market himself, which, by the way, totally fine. I thought the same thing with Phil Hellmuth for many years.
No, new dealer.
Having spent time with Phil Hellmuth, and more importantly, Phil Laak, as it's apropos right now, I can tell you, it's not a marketing ploy. It's Phil Laak. Now, it might also help him market himself and kind of differentiate himself from the rest of the poker players out there, but it is not a ploy. That is just him. He's an interesting cat.
Let me see the river.
They can't call. How can they call, Phil?
Phil.
That's the thing. When
How
you ask
can they
that
call?
question, if the answer is they can't, then you jam.
That's what I did.
Queen of diamonds. Ah!
See? I just won a pot.
You bet 400, you lose.
No shraddle. Change it.
Good bet.
If you just bet the flop, I probably lose because then you're priced in and then you're like, you do all this math computer stuff in your head and then you just like, I have to call, and then you call and you win.
Math computer stuff.
Yeah. That's how the old guys talk about it. The inner tubes.
I might know the arithmetic. I don't know math and computer stuff.
The inner tubes of the inner.
I know the arithmetic of poker.
Not a poker, just basic arithmetic. 3 + 3,
Yeah.
6 × 5.
I know the arithmetic of I've gotten it in bad several times. Sometimes they folded and sometimes they've called and I've won all.
How come better? Really good. There, that little.
It'll just be a minute, guys. Tournament players, it will not take long. Just give us a minute.
Get a raise here from Mark Smith. Mark has played probably the most ABC of everybody at the table.
I'm going to behave. I'm going to
Well
behave.
done. Well done, Phil.
I'm behaving. That's all I can say.
I was ready to pounce.
Schanbacher hits his king
Check.
and has taken the lead in this hand.
All right, guys, we are good. We are going to start the clock back up. Tournament players, please take your seats.
We're on a 30-minute delay. I'm on the same delay as you guys are.
Still have 16 minutes left at 100.
So our chat is in real time. Oh, Wolf's going to try to use his position and bet to win this one. We can see, obviously, it's not going to work.
I might have made a mistake. I very well could have the best hand figure. Just pop it up to like 1,400. Oh, now
They killed every cat in
I
Carlisle.
killed all the cats. Oh, that's for good.
That's sick, Phil. You and I would have gotten it all in.
On which flop? Which
No,
one?
pre-flop.
When you
If
went
you
kings?
if you raised it up right here.
Let's see what tricks Wolf has up his sleeve.
And
He
you
is
were
drawing
to beat.
dead.
I had a pair. I was going to gamble with you. But I couldn't beat your pair.
Wow. Double barrel here from Wolf, and Schanbacher gives it up.
Before that last hand, Phil added to his stack. Is there anybody who objects? He added 20K.
They want to push back to action. Back in the olden days, when I gambled when I was younger, you want to put money in, you don't want to, dark blind betting. Oh, now they got to clear it through 3 levels of security. Your grandmother has to sign it in triplicate. You got to send it back.
Isn't this unlimited buy-in anyways?
Up to $2 billion.
It's supposed to be a 20K buy-in. Oh, okay. Nobody's going to object.
Apparently SD619 is watching this while he works out.
Can we object to the goggles?
Unless he works at Planet Fitness.
Then I got to get up. That's the bottom line.
I don't know.
We need to see eyes.
I got to get a pic of the goggles.
Guys.
Kapalua says tight players today, it seems like. Not really. We have seen some very interesting plays and a lot of creative bluffs here and there. I would say the play is better today.
Read your soul.
It's bouncing all day.
That's how I folded those queens versus you. I read your soul.
I think people are picking their spots a little bit better. Schneider with a gut shot, plus the flush draw. Smith with a pair of 10s.
When you know that,
Not much there for Laak and Schanbacher.
I put it on, and I build up my tolerance until it's just nothing.
Good to know. SD619 apparently is on the
All
treadmill.
right, let's give this a shot. Wow, I've been playing the wrong way.
It works.
How can they call?
It works.
How can
they can't call.
Shark account says, just got here. Can you kindly tell us who the players are? I know Laak and Baker. Seat number 1.
Now
We've got Igor,
Absolutely.
or Eric,
Absolutely, and should.
kind of a local pro.
That's really cool.
He's on the left side of the dealer in the
wanna
blue
read
shirt.
that.
Next to him is Dan Wolf. There you have it. Look at this.
I want to see what it
Dan Wolf, call him Cletus,
It is.
call him Clarence, also a kind of a local pro.
You just kept putting it on. There would be guys coming in.
Jack
there, you
Schanbacher.
don't know how they did it, but they would take not just little stacks.
We wanted to change. We changed his name to Dan.
And you'd be like, you just had 50K wrapped up.
Jack Schanbacher, Phil Laak, of course. Mark Pegasus Smith is a retired businessman who has won a few circuit rings on the World Series of Poker circuit. Plays poker.
See, now that you have all those extra chips, you just feel like...
Jack Schanbacher, by the way, on the left side of the screen, just to the right of Phil Laak, our left, is a local pro.
It just doesn't hurt as much.
Donkey Bomber, Tom Schneider, has won World Series of Poker Player of the Year. He's won multiple World Series of Poker bracelets, primarily a mixed game player. But he's here, hopefully for your entertainment. Schneider with a pair of queens. Schneider, by the way, wearing the ridiculous jacket. And David Baker, as you mentioned, on his left. That's the original, the ODB. Shark accounts, is the straddle a must? It is not. The game is a 25-50 game. Sometimes the players at the table will all agree to make it a must. But it is not something that is imperative.
I can't believe what I'm about to do.
Yes. You about to go all in?
I can't believe I'm going to fold that. I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't do stuff like that.
I folded a queen, so he didn't have one.
Let's see if Baker shows him the worst hands.
Not even in the head, just for the TV people. See if he would have got that. Now that people know, if he had like...
Man, I had something.
Well, we all had one.
Yeah.
I had kicker issues. We all had.
I'll tell you this, Don does not like seeing the queen of clubs come over.
I should have grabbed that one.
Because then the range basket
I raised
changes.
under the gun. That can only be one of two hands.
Ace queen, isn't that
Ace queen or
correct?
queen queen. It's the only possibility. I mean, would I raise with anything worse than ace queen?
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
At least
king
it's
five,
no better.
king five suited.
Jacks.
Pocket sevens?
You might do it, but it would be an
Pocket
accident,
sixes?
you know.
Ben Cost asking if you can book a seat. You can't, but we are giving you the opportunity to play in a satellite. And in fact, we have a satellite going on right now. It was a $1,000 satellite. The winner of that satellite gets the opportunity to play at this table. And that is also going to happen tomorrow as well. And I believe we're going to be doing that at every stop for Poker Night in America. Kind of bring in a local pro or even just a local amateur.
Yeah.
but give the local players that play in the casino a chance to play on Poker Night in America and be on TV. Pocket Jacks, still good?
Big blind special.
Good fold for both of us.
Huh? Jacks.
That is the big hand getting the jack. Let's put the two straddle, what do you call it? The straddle on it.
Double straddle?
Yesterday, something funny came up.
Those orange chips you see, by the way, those are $1,000 each. Black chips are 100. Blue chips,
I did 100. Jen did 300.
Just 25.
And, Dave did a blind 800.
It's not a, so how's it? Okay, whatever.
I don't know if it was live or not, but you know, never got to the point.
That goes with the extra buy-in, doesn't it? The straddle. Is that it?
Yeah.
That goes with the extra buy-in.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. I just like to let them do it.
Again, if you have any questions, you can always ask in the Twitch chat, or you can ask me on Twitter. Tuck on Sports on Twitter and in Twitch. My name ain't Earl asking how much Jennifer Tilly was down yesterday. She had a rough day. I don't remember exactly how much she was down, but she lost a pretty hefty number. She was our biggest loser yesterday. It looked like it was going to be David Baker early on. He was running away with that.
The solid read.
That unwanted title.
Knows I don't have anything.
But Jennifer Tilly, just nothing went her way. Ended up losing just a tad under $40,000.
Poker right there. You know I don't have anything. They're blind.
That was a lesson, by the way. Come up on TV explaining what I just did. Because that was super advanced.
When they give the lesson, and the chapter is, when you get junked the whole night for 5 hours straight, how do you come out $1,000 ahead? And you show this whole thing where Cletus gets junked, plays folds everything, but and then the one time he has deuce 9 off suit, he shows the sharp profit, and people are like, huh, what?
Right.
Said, you see, he played perfect all night, he folded everything, and this was the one time out of those 50 hands where the spot came in.
Yeah.
The spot, that's how he never has to be looking for a little chip to hold on to. Oh my God, so brilliant.
Straddle pot once again.
That was solid.
Schneider raising. Baker calls.
I'm impressed.
Now I feel stupid because I had aces, and now you guys think I made a stellar play.
You just sniffed it out that I had nothing. Sniffed it out. What's the chances that somebody blind, 3 blind hands, had anything?
I know, that's why I should have just called.
What's up, Pimple Popper? Schneider's going to bet his pair of 10s. Baker's obviously not folding. We just saw him raise with a top pair hand. This time he decides just to call, though.
Don't leave me in here alone with him. I'm not sure if that crossed the line.
Queen could...
you guys play a tough game. Yeah.
Queen of Hearts specifically. I'm sorry, not the Queen of Hearts is his hand.
These guys are letting me live.
But the Queen of Diamonds
They leave me with all my
would have been an ugly card.
Absolutely.
For Schneider. Instead it goes check, check.
They let me live.
110.
Wow.
Baker content to go to showdown with his king-queen. Doesn't go for thin value on the river.
See, that was going a different chapter than the way Cletus does it. With a 2 hours junk. That was just a king-queen.
Joining me back in the commentary table is Colonel Todd Anderson.
How are you?
How are you, Colonel?
Good. I've got some information. We had a question earlier.
Yes.
Why does Phil Laak wear the ski goggles? So I asked him just now. He looked at me with a straight face and he said, so I can stay in touch with the mothership. Like that was the dumbest question he ever heard. And he means it, I think.
David, you and Tom.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier. There are some guys that you meet in your line of work, and obviously our line of work is poker.
No, I just felt like no, not
that
that hand at all.
It will happen today.
I think, okay, this is an act, right? And by the way, good job. You've done a great job with this act. And then you meet him off the, away from the cameras and away from the felt, and you think,
that dynamic. And I thought that could,
wow, it's not an act.
No,
We have a very adversarial relationship.
he's the real,
Like, we're just
the real deal.
constantly,
So is Helmuth, by the way. I mean, Helmuth's the same. He is the Phil Helmuth that we see, ranting and raving, and
I folded the best hand to him.
he's that guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an act.
It's not an act. No.
There's-
Do you remember when Phil Laak, the first time I saw Phil Laak, he was on the World Poker Tour's final table, and he had
the Celebrity Invitational that he won.
was that the one?
Yeah.
That was when he was doing push-ups, and he was trying to talk to the dealer and have her show him the card before anybody else could see it. You remember? He was being all goofy. I was convinced it was an act. I was like, okay, this is the whole Unabomber thing with the sweatshirt, and that was an act to me. I couldn't imagine it wasn't. But now that I've gotten to know the guy, I can tell you that it's not.
The straddles are really good today.
150 from the Mr.
Murray for 1-3. Murray, 1-3, no limit.
Todd Anderson, David Tuchman here. Baker's going to open it up. Ace-6. Schanbacher calls with the Queen-4 hearts. Well, Schanbacher's got a small piece of it. He's in the lead. You can see the percentages next to the players' names, guys. If you want to know how likely the player will win if it goes to the showdown.
What kind of game they got?
Schanbacher staring him down. Hey, when you play poker, do you get intimidated when somebody stares at you?
No.
Every day, 10, 20, no limit.
Do you stare back at them?
Sure. Sometimes I smile.
Oh, here? I don't know. This is my second day of my life in this casino. But I thought in LA.
It's going to go to showdown. Schanbacher wins that. So yesterday's game was kind of off the rails. This one seems a little bit more in control.
Yep, I can tell. How's ODB doing today?
Doing pretty well. I mean, he's ODB.
Is he stuck?
I don't think he is now. He keeps winning flips. He was stuck. I mean, he's been all in like 3 times. But every time he gets it in, it's a nice shot. I like that shot, but that's a nice shot.
I'd have just folded it.
Every time that he gets it in bad, but he wins.
I think it was Venus Carolinas, but it was
We have a new player coming to the table pretty
Joe spelled
soon.
that on everybody.
Satellite winner?
Satellite winner. Yeah, local guy. I guess his name is Mike.
Mike.
And he
You guys
is
don't deserve it. You're all being
he
kinda,
is
like, not cool.
pretty regular here in the poker room. He won his way in on a $1,000 buy-in or a sit go. So he's got 10K to bring to the table.
That's power
Exciting.
poker.
Does he have a nickname?
I don't know much about him. I'll find out
Power
more.
poker.
But I can tell you his name is Mike. We'll find out more later.
Is that his real name or is that his declared name?
You know, everybody seems to have an alias, right? At
Yeah.
this game.
Wow.
Tell him to come up with one before he
We'll
gets
have
to the
to,
table.
yeah.
Yeah, he needs something.
We've got Tramp Stamp, Cletus, Clarence, Pegasus, Donkey Bomber, Unabomber,
I want to see that too.
Mike Bomber.
No, I don't want to see that. I want to
We'll
see
work on it. We'll keep working on it.
And then you have to make, I want to see 3 sides.
top pair versus
I don't quite understand why Igor's nickname is Eric.
See what Phil does.
That is a little strange. When I was a kid, I wanted to be named Steve.
Tough to check
So I just had people call me
because he
Steve.
just like moves.
Because I didn't like Todd.
What is Steve your middle name?
No, I just thought Steve Austin, man. Like
Anybody can move
the
in.
$6 million man.
You just wanted to be cool.
I just wanted to be cool.
Did it work?
No, I was still Todd.
Nobody called you Steve.
No.
Nobody who's
But when
won
you ever
15
play
times
games like,
ever
okay, for this game you call me
I've ever
Steve,
won
I'll call you something else.
in the history
That's
of
what we did. We didn't have video games.
I say he's apparently so Igor. He said he wrote down Eric on some form once because he didn't want to write Igor.
It's crazy. It's hard to do.
Nobody
but
knows what to do.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You
That's how it
confuse
works.
them. You confuse them all.
Fair enough.
Knowing really is a fulcrum point.
This is a pretty exciting flop for Laak.
Fulcrum point is really a,
I like that word.
That's
Flopped a gut shot straight flush draw.
So it's on you, sir.
I've already checked. I checked when you said fulcrum. That you went.
Yeah, Schneider's already checked out.
These hands. I almost want to show this. If you pay me $50, I'll show.
I don't think he
I'll get
cares
to see
enough
it
to
for
pay you
free.
$1.
I'll get to see it for free.
Pay you $50 for a $150 pot?
Sometimes it's important.
Did you know that Phil lost his goggles today?
Lost them.
Yes. He had the entire casino on alert. He said he spoke to 75% of all the casino staff. He spoke to security. They were looking at video cameras. They were trying to track down his goggles.
Where were they?
They were on his chair.
Pay me $100 to see
They were in their case. They were
Absolutely.
right behind where his back would be, in between the seat and the backrest. That's where they were.
Story checks out.
Raise it to 200.
minimum.
So what's the MO on this Mark Pegasus Smith guy?
I really don't know anything about him. Nolan is a friend of his, so
Can't take it anymore.
I really can't answer the
I
question.
mean, I know he's a retired, successful businessman
Probably.
who doesn't really play for the money. I know he's won multiple World Series Poker Circuit rings.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, at one point, he actually had the most rings.
Well, you know more about him than I do.
That's all I know, though.
I just read Nolan's post, and I know he's a Democrat. Did you know that? So I can give you.
So he's a Southern Democrat?
Yeah, that's just unusual. Kentucky Democrat.
Got a raise by Laak. Schneider 3 bets. Action back on Laak.
Stand up and you make a decision. 7% more likely to be a mistake.
I know he's well spoken, so we saw that presentation,
Mm-hmm.
and also has a sense of humor.
Could we all
Yeah, he really does. He shocked us all with his little twist in that speech.
Yeah.
I'm just going to mimic whatever he does.
I like him. I just met him today. I like him. Some of our chat people seem to know who he is.
There we go. It's friendly that way.
I don't know if this is friendly. This is more complicated.
I don't know if I like it. I think I got to go like this because you have that on. I got to do this is what I got to do.
Woo! I'm nervous.
Wow. Yeah, it's a big flop, and becomes even more interesting because Schneider's got the Jack of Spades.
Can you see that I checked?
I mean, you can see the crazy thing is Laak has flopped the straight,
Yep.
but he's only a 58% favorite to win the hand.
Right.
A 9 chops it up. Any 9 chops it up. Any spade wins it for Schneider.
This is how they do it to me. I know I have you beat, so I'm just going to give you the money. Take it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, Laak's just going to go with it. He goes, you got me, you got me.
Take it. I mean,
I think Laak's pretty...
He raised right there?
Yeah, he just
Can't
moved
see.
all in.
There's always a stack you want. That's what I left.
How do you
here.
fold this? If you're...
I
Schneider?
haven't beat.
Yeah. Is it easy
Just
fold?
fold it.
You have a straight flush
I think it's
draw.
pretty easy to fold it.
If you fold, I know.
You don't even know if your spade is good.
True. Okay.
Like, I mean, you know if the 9 of spades hits, you're good. That's it.
Okay.
That's all
Good
you
point.
know.
Good point.
I don't see how you can call. I mean, Schneider's not
I
that
get
short.
intoxicated by the straight flush.
Right,
It must be
right.
the video poker in me. Sitting playing a lot of video poker.
I can get a bonus, right? A bonus.
Oh, are you kidding? Straight
both
flush pays
know that
250
that
coins.
can-
Yeah, I don't think they're going to pay 250 coins here.
You knew you
So.
got a little frisky.
So you asked about how David Baker's doing. I think he's down a couple $1,000.
Good. Okay, I thought it was worse, so I'm happy.
Are you worried about David Baker?
Yeah, I like David Baker.
Well, he won 10,000 yesterday. I think he's doing
What
okay.
hand do I not shove?
He's a friend.
Where I know I'm ahead.
I want my friends to do
And
well.
on that flop, I just shove.
Ace King of Hearts, obviously.
Wrong, David Baker. And I know that's you trying to throw off the set. That you know exactly what I had. So I'm not going to even go there. Is that 800 or 400? 800. Oh, wow, that's exciting.
He's different when Jennifer's not at the game, isn't he?
I think they're both different, you know. It's funny, I got to talk to them both yesterday, and I think they both prefer playing
On their own.
Yeah. I think they're both just so concerned with how the other one is doing that it affects
It's not
them.
really fair that somebody this good at poker is at our table.
Like Cleveland?
You.
It feels like I can't go.
You're just owning. You're just owning. You're owning. You're owning so hard.
It's like the 1 in 50 rule or something.
You guys will see.
The Igor's having a good day. It's funny. Igor is kind of crushing everybody at the table except Jack Schanbacher, and Jack is just crushing him.
You know what I do think there? I just think this.
Rewind to like hand number 4 of our day, when Igor, guy in the blue shirt, folded kings pre-flop.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
And it wasn't a good fold. I mean, it wasn't like results oriented. It was not a good fold. His opponent had ace king.
I'm not folding anymore after he put me in tilt with ace king. I'm done.
Right. What you had?
He folded kings?
Yeah, they're referencing it right now.
Raise the 4
Man, it was. I had a call. I had a call.
You had a big pair? Yeah, a big pair, yeah.
When you said pair, I thought like.
No, not me, not a small pair.
That's why it's a call.
Like, I would definitely get in.
Eric, Queen 10 of diamonds. That's
Yeah,
why
Queen
I
10 of
showed these
diamonds?
guys.
Oh my
Now, if I hadn't
God.
shown them, I could lie, but I.
You know, we still got a lot of money to play for behind. It can go.
I'm just saying,
Clevis will never fold that.
a nickel less.
23, right? To be
Do you have a
honest.
pair or ace king?
Ace king.
I had a pair. I almost just
Went in.
put it in.
Well, I mean, why like, you might have not won.
Yeah, of course.
Schneider makes it 400.
Obviously.
Gets called in a couple of spots.
3 of the flop.
But still, I wouldn't mind flipping.
That's a reasonable amount to flip for you.
And flops a set of
Probably
sevens.
just the exact right amount. I flip comfortably and
That's 500.
Smith has no idea that he's in a world of hurt. A 4 would just crush him. It's a really good card
Did Laak fold a king?
for
He did.
Smith. He did. He had king 5 of hearts. I mean, nothing going on.
Right.
And this hand is presumably over.
900.
I mean, Smith just really hasn't gotten out of line at all. Played very ABC today, and I'd be shocked if he did anything but fold. Coffee Nub says, Tuck, the quality of the show has improved since last time. Hey, shout out to the crew. They do a great job. They work their ass off. And to bring this to you.
What are you?
Is last time, would that be yesterday? Is that what he means?
I don't know. It might be even last time. I'm not sure when Coffee Nub saw the show last. It could be from Florida.
Okay. Well, we did have some technical problems yesterday a little bit.
You know, this is contrary to the cleanest way of thinking, I know, but sometimes I happen to count my stack and I shouldn't. But you guys thought I was even for a long time. I was stuck 1 to 2 grand. I am now over, I'm up 300 or 400 bucks, 500 bucks. But it was a long time you guys had me below the water there.
Kapalua saying, not sure why Schneider bet the flop when he hit the set. You checking that back?
It's because you're avoiding Cletus.
Well, that was my point. When the king peeled on the turn, if he hadn't bet at all, he was really, he didn't make a lot off his set, right?
Right. But I mean, are we being results oriented? Like, let's say his opponent had a huge hand also, and the turn card came off and kind of scared everybody, or slowed it down, or you weren't able to get all the chips in because you didn't bet the flop. Would we be ripping him for that too?
I'm not ripping him. I'm just, I can see, I can see both ways of doing it. You check, you're trying to let somebody catch up to you. On a 10-7-4 flop, I mean, what are you worried about?
Right. Bertram 3127 says, is Baker married to Jennifer? Jennifer who? Baker's not. He's married to Nicole. But I'm not even sure which Jennifer he's talking about.
We have 2 of them in the building.
There might be more. We can
two that we know of.
2 we know of.
Two
and he's
poker
not
players.
married to neither of those Jennifers.
Right.
But he is married to a lovely woman
sometimes
named
you
Nicole.
get the 8-9
Correct.
off, and sometimes you don't. Yesterday,
Who often
you
listens
get
to
it,
our
today
show,
you
so we need
haven't
to
quite
be especially nice to Nicole.
I do not need to be especially nice to her. She
said I was mean yesterday.
She's stolen money from me left and right, pretending to not know football.
You're a genius.
You're still upset about that.
She claimed that she was like, "Oh, I've never bet on this. I have no idea what I'm doing." And,
My buddy said something funny. It was like
very
sometimes
clearly,
we play
she
the
knew
rim,
exactly
you
what
get
she was
the
doing.
rim.
You know what I mean?
Coming down.
Heads up.
Thank you, Germs World. I appreciate the support, buddy.
It's a fine line.
Clubs for Wolf.
Sometimes when you get in 7,000 pre-flop with King 5 suited, it works. But sometimes you run into aces, and then you look like a big idiot.
2 and a quarter.
Schneider's going to call this. I mean, he's obviously, it's kind of the reverse float. He's hoping he goes check on the turn, and then he can bet the river. Try to rep an ace.
Some line maker is saying like, David Baker and Phil Laak.
He's going to get his wish on the check.
50 hands or whatever. They have these different lines.
Wow.
But now he actually had a pair.
He's ahead.
Well, he thinks he might be ahead. Wolf actually had a pair of 7s on the turn.
He didn't make his bet.
No, he didn't bet because now he made a hand. He doesn't need to get. He doesn't need to get Wolf to fold like Queen's highs. king highs, hands like that.
Right, they'd be taking like 30%.
Yeah, they'd be
Two pair?
pretty good.
Which ones?
Uh-oh.
Which one?
Oh, wow.
The funny thing is, when Schneider turns over the 3 of spades, if I'm at the table, you just got to scratch your head like, what did you call the flop with?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You didn't have a flush draw.
You like the bluff and you like the value bet. You like both sides. You like opportunities to move.
To be fair, if you only do one,
You're no good.
you're probably
I like
not very good.
I like
You're probably
Tom a
not
lot,
gonna
but
have
you know
a
he
future in
drinks
poker.
Michelob Ultra with ice.
Make that.
So he pours his beer, which is Michelob Ultra, over a full glass of ice. And I just
Does he get a straw with that too?
who knows? I mean,
It is.
Michelob Ultra. Is Michelob Ultra a sponsor?
no.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't turn down beer. I love beer, but Michelob Ultra.
It's watery anyway.
Yeah,
right?
it's
And then
not
you-
good
I think
anyway.
you've owned me so far.
And I'm gonna put it over beer. I'm gonna put it over water.
Yes. That's
By the
what it
way,
is.
people in the chat room having my my back, supporting me as Nicole Baker swindles me out of money left and right.
Maybe that was Nicole on the chat.
No. She's not in there. She'll tweet.
Another 4 1/4.
By the way, Baker too. David, or her husband, he gets the best of me in every single prop bet we ever make.
I almost picked the 3 card. That shot.
I gotta stop betting with those.
Speaking of prop bets, tomorrow morning you're going to be kicking a field goal.
Yeah,
We've decided on 27 yards, right?
27?
Over under.
Okay. I'm okay with that. So I know we have to get up early in the morning to go over there. So I'm going to get up even earlier than that and do some stretching.
Are you? Yeah, you better.
I don't want to pull anything.
All right,
And we're going to have Tom Schneider along for the ride too. He's going to kick.
Yeah, I have a feeling he can kick.
He's an athlete. He really is. He's lost 40 pounds since I last saw him.
I suspect, sometimes you can see a fat person in a thin person's body and be like, that person's going to be fat when they get older. And then sometimes in an older person, you can see the athlete that they once were.
They once were, yeah.
Yeah, and I think in Schneider's case, you can kind of see that.
I would actually say that he's your biggest competition tomorrow.
Oh, I'm not competing against anybody. I'm just competing against the line, 27 yards.
Oh, come on.
It's not a personal thing.
It always is.
I'm rooting for everybody, man. I am cheering Schneider on. Go Schneider, go. I mean, if anybody that we're bringing has any experience kicking field goals, they're going to be better than me. I've never kicked a field goal.
Hanson thinks he can hit one, huh?
Yeah.
Easily hit 35 yarders. Wow. Well, my over under is 27. So
how many push-ups do you think Hanson could do?
424.
That's what I think.
Give or take 1, 2. That joke never gets old. For a little bit of background on that joke, by the way, if you're listening, Ace King still the best hand here. Schneider with 8-6. A little bit of background on that joke. So at Turning Stone, we decided after one of the days of filming to head over to the restaurant in the Turning Stone Resort. Really great restaurant, by the way. I forget the name of it.
It's the brew pub.
Yeah, it was a very good brew pub. And there were about 8 or 10 of us in the restaurant. We decided to play Laden Thinks. And we made the waitress Laden. Now, if you don't know what Laden Thinks basically is, Laden Thinks is essentially a game where
Does Jen get you?
you set a line. It doesn't really make a difference what the reality is. It's important what that particular person, whoever Laden is, what they think.
Right.
So, for example, in this particular spot, we made the waitress Laden. We then asked her, we put a question out there and we said, okay, how many push-ups can Chris Hansen, Chris Hansen is younger, looks like he's in shape. She looked at him, she looked at the sneakers he was wearing, and we said, how many push-ups do you think that Chris Hansen can do?
And by the way, we went around the table and you bid it up.
Yeah,
and then
you gotta
somebody
basically
says
bid.
stop. So I think it got bid up to like 50 or 60, and somebody said stop. So now the whole betting is she going to say more than 60 or less than 60?
Right, exactly. So basically, wherever somebody will say a number, somebody will say, that's it, I'll take the under on that one,
Right.
and then everybody kind of bets on either side, and it's got a fun little game to pass time. I had a feeling, and I was spot on. I had a feeling that she had no idea really how hard a push-up is or what even a push-up is. And I went over, and I thought it would be over by a lot. And sure enough, she came up with
Chris
the number.
was under. Chris took the under.
Yeah, Chris took the under.
Because he knows how many push-ups he can do. That's the hard part of the game. You have to separate yourself from what the reality is.
Yeah, the reality means nothing. Chris knows he can probably put, I don't know what, I'm going to say 31 push-ups? Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood. He knows he can probably do that, but that means nothing. The only thing that's important is what this woman thinks, this waitress. And her guess was like 450.
It was funny.
And Chris just lost his mind. Chris just absolutely lost his mind. Like, do you even know what a push-up is?
Well, that's the problem with that game. You have to be really careful with Laden. Like, you can't make Laden feel stupid. You might hurt some people's feelings.
Yeah, she hated me by the end of the day.
Yeah, she did. And so Chris gets up. He's like, do you even know what a push-up is? And he's like, he gets on the ground. He starts ripping out push-ups. He goes, you think I could do 400 of these? And she's like, I don't know. You look like you're in shape. I mean, I would have taken it as a compliment.
Yeah, the next question we asked her, and this is what got me a little bit crazed, was when we asked her how many German Shepherds we could fit in the restaurant. And her guess was like 400,000.
500,000.
Yeah, and I
know from experience.
I didn't quite understand. It blew my mind.
Do you watch the shows?
Sometimes, and I know
Like 500,000 German Shepherds.
No.
It was funny.
It is a great game.
I got to start like switching things up then if you watch the shows. I didn't know you watched them.
Some of them.
SD619 says, Chuck, your thoughts on bringing the shark cage time clocks on all shows, making the game faster. You know, if you watch the World Series of Poker Final Table on ESPN, I think, something has to be done. I think for the most part, it's not a problem. But I think if we can come up with a solution that makes sense, that's practical, I'm all for it. But watching that broadcast, I felt bad for Lon and Norm and Antonio because that was difficult.
That's why you love Poker Night in America.
Yeah, that's the nice thing. I mean, a tank in this game is like 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Colonel Todd Anderson, David Tuchman here. Thanks for spending your Saturday with us. We are in Rivers Casino in Pittsburgh. Poker Night in America. The cash game going on right now. The main event going on in the background, and Poker Night the Tour, is being filmed, and that will air in springtime 2016. So look for that on CBS Sports. Phil Hellmuth, Jason Somerville, Maria Ho, and yours truly be on that show.
We're going to do some new stuff on that show.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited.
It's going to be good. We're having a summit in December with me, you, and Maria, and Dustin, and we're gonna hash out some cool stuff.
Jason as well, right?
Yeah, Jason's coming.
Jason will be there. One of the things that we're proposing is
Cletus, can I buy you
all the commentators are naked.
That's one of the ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, we're passing that around.
Did you play this summer?
Why are you asking that, though? I'm confused.
Probably between 11 and...
How deep is Schneider right now?
Yeah, he's not that deep, and I think that's part of the reason he's thinking about it. Thinking about what the right play is. He just doesn't have that much money. Schneider bought in for $8,500. He's down a little bit. Most players keep their chips in stacks of 20, so each stack of black is probably $2,000.
Right.
And that stack of blue looks like a double stack, so it looks like $1,500 there.
It looks like he's got about $3,500 to me. No, 40.
Yeah. No, I would say closer to like
55.
Yeah, and with the chips that are kind of in his hands, I'm going to say about 6,000.
Okay. So he's thinking about shoving here, or is he thinking about flatting and seeing it flop?
Yeah, I mean, my guess is it's hard to kind of jump inside the Donkey Bomber's head, but my guess is he's probably contemplating all three things: folding, shoving, and just calling.
I mean, it breaks your heart for him, you know.
I think he might be thinking also, okay, what am I going to do on certain flops? Because there are going to be a lot of flops that he doesn't necessarily like.
What does he think of this flop?
Can be, I guess.
You know, he can beat ace king. He also has the 9 of hearts as well to boot.
Still not a bad flop for Wolf. I mean, he's actually a favorite.
No, it's a great. I mean, for Wolf not to hit the flop, it's a great flop for him in the sense. I mean, he can catch a 10, he can catch an ace, a king, a heart. He's a huge favorite. But this is part of the problem with 9s. You know, the flop comes out. You're still technically ahead, but very easy for you to get outplayed.
Right.
Games are just, they predate tradition. Before we had marriage, we had games, like in the prehistoric cave drawings and stuff, kicking a ball around the head of an animal or whatever. So, man.
Ben Cost wants to know if it's sunk in that you're a colonel yet.
It's, you know, it never will. It's gonna, you know, it's life changing.
1,025.
Will you fill out? Sorry. Will you fill out on forms? You know where they say what your, you know, Lord, Sir, Mister,
Sir, yeah.
Doctor, whatever it might be. Will you put in there?
I haven't. You know what? I hadn't even thought about it till just now.
Because I think that's an option.
Is there a menu for that? Like you can be doctor.
I know. When you fill out forms
You
like
can be
that,
colonel?
I assume so. They have to show you the proper respect. You're mail. You can get mail addressed to your house now as Colonel Anderson.
Can you spell colonel right now?
Can I spell colonel?
Just spell colonel right now.
C-O-L, hold on, C-O-L-O-N-E-L?
That's correct.
All right.
It looks a lot like colon with an L.
Colon L.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is far more appropriate for you.
I mean, yeah, you cheated.
I did not cheat. It actually took me a second.
I had to look.
I knew how to spell it, and it took me a second when you're doing it in your head and not writing it down. Like if I wrote it down, it would have been very easy.
Because it doesn't spell like it sounds. So he is going to contemplate calling a $1,000 bet here.
I think he's contemplating calling, shoving, and folding. This is a tough spot. I mean, when you're not that deep. I mean, they're playing 25-50, but with a $100 straddle at each hand, you know, he basically starts this hand with like 70 bigs. 70 bigs goes a lot further in a tournament than it does in a cash game. There's just not a ton of maneuverability.
This looks pretty good from a production standpoint. He looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The split screen.
The red
They're
bar.
at different ends of the table.
Yeah, the red bar, everything. I like it. Give the crew credit. Like I said, you guys are up in your game.
It's not me. It's people.
Well, I said the crew. I wasn't saying
crew is awesome. In fact, Jennifer Tilley is now on the crew. She's an official crew person.
Yeah.
You like super slow-mo billing?
I don't know what that is.
I mean, it's a little bit weak. If you're just calling with 9s to flop a set and set mine, that's probably not the right way to play it. He's going to call. That's a good card for him.
You know, if you think you're good, yeah, obviously something tells me he's still going to lose this pot.
He's in position, which makes things easier. You know, when you're in position, everything is easier about poker. You get to see what your opponent does first.
Great turn and great river for Mr. Schneids.
Yeah. There weren't really any scare cards out there that didn't make his opponent's hand. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's a card. You know, let's say your opponent's not on this board, but your opponent has king, queen, but the ace comes off, and you can use that. Your opponent can use that to scare you. In this spot, every scare card actually makes his opponent's hand.
Right.
Good call. 10 for the heart.
Oh my God, that's some HLS high-level stuff.
That's some what?
Good call. David Baker, did you see that hand?
I did. I watched all of it.
I almost moved in on that flop.
Yeah.
High level stuff. Is that what he said? Phil Laak?
It's kind of nice.
I can listen to Phil Laak every day. I mean, the guy really entertains me. I find he's a joy to be around. He's so different and so genuine at the same time. I love him.
I don't do drugs, and I mentioned this yesterday. I don't do drugs. I'm not an advocate for drugs. I don't think you should do drugs.
Okay.
But
you said that 3 times now.
But I'm all about like doing drugs with Phil Laak.
You're all about people that do drugs.
No, if I was going to do drugs, I would like to do drugs with Phil Laak.
Okay, I get that.
I'll just put that there.
Well, there must be something, because Jennifer told me the other day, she's like, I don't like to sleep because life is so great that I don't want to waste it sleeping. And if Phil's up, I want to be up.
I think we need.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't hold true, though, because I know
You know what? You should have gone with more
that
than
Jennifer will go to sleep and then Phil will kind of sneak out of bed and go play poker sometimes.
Okay, well, she was just talking about the other night. They were up together
Right.
playing a game or something. I don't know.
Hey, flush over flush possibility. We saw that yesterday. And somehow David Eldridge got away from his flush.
Donkey collar.
We've had a really nice mix of, and there's the flush. Schneider with the second nut flush. Schanbacher with,
Wouldn't that be the third nut
kind
flush?
of a middle one.
Or is that the second nut flush? That is second flush. You're right.
This is what I do for a living.
I know. I don't know why I'm here. Hey, I had to reassure you yesterday and say that you were the expert, remember?
I appreciate that. That felt good. Oh, and look at that river. Look at that river.
That kind of costs Donkey Bomber, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, Schanbacher's hand goes from, a hand that might be pushing the action and building pot up to a hand that's just a bluff catcher now. I mean, this pot could have easily been, $7,000, $8,000.
Bad luck.
You might not even get a river call. Yeah, Dallop guy says drugs with Laak is a bucket list item. Like things like skydiving. You ever want to go to Shark Cage?
No.
No desire.
No. Sharks scare me. I saw Jaws when I was a kid. Like, my dad took me to that movie for my 6th birthday. I mean, is that torture or what?
Well, it's just, you know what? I'm all for showing your kids horror movies because I think that's fun. You know what I mean? If you can't scare your kids, why even have them?
Okay.
But Jaws is one of those where you could paralyze your child, and not like literally paralyze, but I mean, paralyze your child's love for the ocean forever.
And even bathtubs. I mean, it was that frightening.
Right, but you'll get past the bathtub thing.
But
I remember when I was a kid, I was scared that there was I somehow had to get from the entrance of my bedroom to the bed without going on the carpet because I thought there was a shark in the carpet.
Yeah.
I got past that.
Okay. But yeah, to this day,
my sister is still really afraid to go more than 4 feet into the ocean.
Right.
She still won't. I love the ocean, but she's still afraid. And I just think to myself, I go, that is directly because of Jaws.
Jaws, right.
Why would you do that to your child?
Because my dad was sadistic. Like, it was just me. I mean, he was all my friends. He called all my friends his parents because he wanted to see the movie. So, when you're a young family and you don't have a lot of money and it's not, you can't go to movies very often, he wanted to see this movie, so let's bring all the kids. And we were all just mortified.
2011.
I mean, there are just some things that you can get past here. Wolf had the best hand and had a lock on the hand as well. Not only did he have a pair of 10s with a flush draw, Laak had a pair of 4s, and Laak hits the 4 spades on the turn, now takes the lead.
All accurate.
So Laak just checked his 4s.
I just got a recommendation that my next fantasy team should be Carpet Sharks. Kind of like that. If
There
you're like,
you go.
oh, look at that. Suck out and then re-suck out.
That's sick.
Wolf's hand just looks like a 10, though. A lot. He checks back the flop. A little bit of showdown value. Then some money goes in on the turn. Tough spot for Laak, but we'll see if he can get away from it. There's a bet here from Cletus.
How good are you? Oh, you're only in for. Oh, yeah, you're paid.
By the way, going back to your father, there's a lot of shows that as adults we like to watch.
He just raised, didn't he?
No, he just called. There are a lot of there are a lot of shows that we as adults like to watch that maybe we shouldn't watch with our children.
I'm sure.
Jaws is probably one of them.
Yeah, Jaws is one of them. Trust me.
Because to me, there's horror movies out there that are fantastic, but that scare the hell out of you. I mean, I remember watching Children of the Corn when I was a kid, and that just scared the hell out of me. And there comes a point in life where you just realize, okay, this stuff doesn't really occur in life, and I'm not really scared. Okay.
That's nice. So
But Jaws, there really are sharks, and there are really shark attacks every year, as rare as they are, and as.
I mean, can you think of a worse way to die than getting eaten alive by something else?
Probably.
There's not many.
There's not many.
It's a short list.
Yeah. Well, I mean, see, the worst thing about a shark, which is you wouldn't get eaten alive. He would probably take a chomp out of your leg,
and you'd bleed.
And then he'd leave, and then you would have to struggle while you're bleeding to get back to shore. And in the meanwhile, the blood would pour out of you, attracting other
More
sharks.
Yeah.
Nice. Daddy likes.
I'm just suggesting. I'm just saying. I mean, if he actually ate you, it wouldn't be nearly as bad. The problem is he'd just leave you there for dead.
Daddy likes. I feel better now all of a sudden. It's amazing.
But yeah, I just think, I mean, that's one of those things where.
I feel a lot better.
So you still don't like? Do you like swimming in the ocean now?
I've done it, but I don't love it. It's not something I love.
Right.
For that very reason.
Goggles you can get, like, they don't come any longer.
I mean, an entire generation of kids who are now adults are, and you and my sister are similar ages, but so you've got these people that are in their 40s that watched Jaws as a child, who are now scared of one of the most beautiful, amazing things in the world, the ocean. Clubs are cheap, man. Every single hand, we got clubs.
Schneider's in a lot of hands.
Yeah.
Now he's got another draw.
Yeah, Schneider's feeling a little better now. His nine's held up. He's got a draw. Schanbacher's got a draw. Problem, of course, when you have a straight draw with two clubs out there is
right. Don't
there's
hit
only
your straight
six.
And it's a club.
Yeah, there's only 6 clean outs for you, and then your opponent could suck out on you if he does have a club draw. One thing I kind of like to do is, if I'm heads up, is if I have a straight draw, if I hit the straight, I can make money off it. But if the club comes off, maybe I can rep the club and bluff. So I call them bluff
Gentlemen,
outs.
it's been a pleasure. I'm going to make room for the hot seat player.
All right.
Taking the hot seat. He's coming. Good playing with you. It was very nice meeting you.
Sir.
Pleasure playing with you.
See you tomorrow.
I guess David Baker's jumping in the tournament. Is that what he said?
Always a gentleman, David ODB Baker.
Day 2. Yeah.
I told his wife I'd be nicer to him today because apparently I was mean to him yesterday.
Really?
I wasn't mean to him.
Yes,
He's going to go play the
enjoy
tournament.
the money. Phil?
Hey, good luck in the tournament.
You
Looks like they got a great turnout.
Thank you for your
We're all
patience.
Where's the buy-in for this tournament?
Mike, the buy-in is $1,100.
For the big blind?
So our satellite winner is going to be jumping in with his 10,000.
Mike Vierheller?
Vierheller. I'm assuming I'm going to go on a limb and say he's
German?
an Austrian or a German.
From Pittsburgh? That makes sense.
Oh, nice.
Mike Vierheller.
We went to a German restaurant last time we were here. It's excellent.
Get out of here, David Baker.
Last night you went to one?
Last year when we were here. We got the schnitzel and the whole deal.
Like myself some schnitzel.
I say we go. I don't think he said either.
You weren't at Primanti's
Oh, he
last
told you
night?
away?
You didn't go to Primanti's?
I didn't. You know what? While much of the chat was saying how good Primanti's was, I had a few of the people here tell me that it's just not that good. They said it's kind of like fake meat and just fries on it, and it's kind of greasy.
Yeah.
So
I heard the same thing.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had fries on a sandwich before.
I like this.
Overrated.
Okay. Yeah, it's good, but it's
You'll
just,
like it better when you actually read that.
I'd rather just have a really good sandwich. Just keep my fries on the side.
The best sandwich I've had in recent memory was at Mother's Restaurant in New Orleans. I was there just a few weeks ago, and it was insane. They serve a sandwich with debris. You know what debris is?
No. My definition of debris is clearly
It's the
different than
same.
theirs.
No, debris in this case is it's meat that's been soaking in the au jus for hours, and they like ladle up the meat and put it on a bun.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know if they still do that.
My definition was different. I kept thinking of debris as like, I don't even know.
It's a-
Best sandwich I've had, I mentioned it yesterday. Best sandwich I've had in a long time, and I'm from New York, and I've had some amazing, like I love like a good Italian deli.
Like I say, it's the highest honor the Commonwealth.
Schanbacher in the straddle. Laak is raised to 300. We know Schanbacher's going to see the flop. Best sandwich I've had in, I'd say, the last 10 years.
John Glenn. I mean, there's a bunch of
Oklahoma Joe's in Kansas City. And I'll even tell you the specific sandwich, the Z-Man sandwich.
The Z-Man.
The Z-Man sandwich in Oklahoma, at Oklahoma Joe's in Kansas City.
OLONEL, I think.
SD, the stream, we're here every day from about 1 p.m. Eastern to about 9 p.m. Eastern. 8 hours.
I mean, you're in good company now.
I know. It's really
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Monday, final table of the main event that David Baker just jumped in. So who knows, maybe Baker will make that final table. And then next week, starting on Sunday, we'll be at Hard Rock Seminole for more cash game action. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Tuesday is ladies' night. And you can catch all the action here at twitch.tv/PokerNightTV.
There you go.
So Ivan is telling us to go to Purgatory.
You said your auto
Yeah, we've been there already. It was fantastic. I was here. I was there the first night.
Yeah, I went there last night.
Oh, really? Not impressed?
It was good. It's a good burger.
Didn't blow your mind?
There's a lot of really good burger places now.
True. I mean, the gourmet burger is like the new thing.
Yeah.
pumpkin bread. Yeah.
It's kind of like beer now. I mean, like I feel like we're in the golden age of beer in America, right? There's so many good breweries that are popping up left and right. Pair 3 is in the lead right now. 3s continue to stay in the lead. But burgers as well. There's so many great gourmet burger places, especially in Los Angeles.
I wouldn't know.
It's kind of like there's a place in Los Angeles called The Counter where you can kind of make your own burger. Yalaman, we can see the chat.
I don't know. I don't know really. Sometimes I don't know why it's happening.
Dr. Phil wants to know if we're returning to Maryland live.
We're talking to them right now. It's very possible. Very distinct possibility. We'll be back. But we're going to have a big year next year. I'm going to go on record right now. 2016 is going to be a watershed year for Poker Night in America, Poker Night the tour. You might even see Poker Night in Europe.
Wow, look at that. That's
crazy stuff going on. That's pretty exciting, though. I like that. Poker Night in Europe would be a lot of fun. Yeah, back to burgers real quick. So, yeah, I mean, LA, we just got with so many really, really top-notch burgers that this was, it fit in. It was a good burger. I don't need to rush back there. I might, despite reviews, I might check out Primanti's tonight, just so I've been
to say
there.
you've done it?
And I'm curious. I'll make my own call.
I knew you wouldn't disappoint me.
Slugger says Poker Night Down Under.
That's the scary part.
Okay, maybe we'll do that in 2017.
How about Poker Night South Africa?
2018.
I've never been to South Africa. I did date a South African girl once, which is a fantastic
She had a
experience.
great accent, I bet.
Great accent, 5'10", legs that went from like all the way up to her shoulders.
All the way up to real Africa.
Yeah.
From South Africa to real Africa.
I will tell you, yeah. I mean, I think South Africans might be the most beautiful people in the world.
Really? That's a bold statement.
It's my personal opinion. Obviously, it's subjective. Pair 10s now for Laak. Wigmaster says, "Get drunk, Tuck. It will taste better." That's kind of where
Should we have a drink?
No, but that's what I gathered. Primanti sounds like the perfect 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit drunk. Meal.
Yeah, like a sort of a Taco Bell, where you know you shouldn't be eating Taco Bell, but when do you do? Right. It's 2 in the morning and you've had too much to drink.
LA's got food trucks now. I know food trucks are everywhere, and these food trucks are fantastic. And after you finish drinking, you walk outside and you get like a Philly cheesesteak, something along those lines, or this amazing taco. Yeah, give me 8-9 beers, and that's great. But does the food hold up when I'm sober?
Right.
That's what I...
You a Jon Stewart fan at all?
Yeah, of course.
Jon Stewart has a great line about Arby's. He says, when your hunger is more powerful than your memory. Arby's.
That's great. I've never eaten Arby's my entire life. I'm not a big fast food guy.
You're a pretty healthy person.
Yeah,
right?
I noticed.
Generally, although I do like my beer. I drink a lot of beer, and I do love In-N-Out. Like an In-N-Out.
We
burger.
all love the In-N-Out.
Yeah, that's a good burger. Like, I mean, I'll put it this way. I think In-N-Out is better than Burgatory.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think a simple In-N-Out burger is actually better than Burgatory, which is okay.
Boy, the fans are not big fans of Primanti's. I'm getting a lot of there's a lot of.
Brandon, Ted, Chancellor, Harry, Ian, and Chris. Brand new 1-3, table number 11.
I was impressed. Getting back to John Stewart, I was really impressed that the Arby's actually sponsored his final show. I mean, that takes some balls.
That's great.
Like, he's been ripping on you for 15 years. And you know what? Instead of being a big baby about it, they sponsored his show.
Hey, the old adage, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Schanbacher with top pair. We are, by the way, through all of this nonsense, I promise you I am paying attention to the table.
Two pair?
Yeah, exactly. Schanbacher with top pair. Igor with bottom two. These guys have gotten into it a lot, and, well, that's going to slow things down just a little bit.
Yeah.
Third heart. Board is very straightened now. Schanbacher with a straight draw and top pair. Neither player with a heart in their hand. Ivana Pupu says,
I can tell you what I got. I got the steakhouse burger. And
Steakhouse. I made my own.
I was impressed.
Like I said, it was a good burger. It was a very good.
I was more impressed than you, obviously.
Do you have to get that approved by the...
Schanbacher calls this, by the way. I had made my own. I made like an elk burger.
From the governor's office.
Another heart?
Another heart out there. Schanbacher might turn his hand into a bluff.
On the back, there's a card.
Check from Igor.
Really is. And then his cards down in there, Senator Damon Thayer. And
Schanbacher's got to decide,
and so,
do I want to go to showdown? Do I have any showdown value? Can my pair of eights actually win this, or do I need to turn my hand into a bluff? And then the next case, of course, is if I'm going to turn my hand into a bluff, does it make sense? And he's going to bet this.
Easy. You have to
Look
hold
at that.
it.
And Igor just quickly gives it up. Igor gets into some really interesting spots and has no problem like snap folding. Nice bluff there by Schanbacher, and he continues to own Igor.
He's the only one that's owning
Welcome,
Igor,
Mike.
right? Because Igor's pretty much
You're local, Mike?
I am.
handling the rest of the table, from
Long-time
what I
Pittsburgh
understand.
guy?
I am.
That's what Baker said.
Oh, wow, nice. Beautiful city.
Hopefully
I don't think Igor's really up much, is he?
I love this city. It's beautiful. You guys had all the lights on last
Yeah, so I had an elk burger last night. And like I said, don't misunderstand. I thought it was an excellent burger. I had a couple of beers. The beer was good.
Cool, beautiful.
They do fireworks last night?
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you see the fireworks last night?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, they were great. I saw them from my. I went into my after we finished the broadcast.
How'd they not?
Went into my room to change
Yeah,
before we
right.
went out, and I heard like
No, it's really cool. Beautiful.
what sounded like bombs, you know. And in light of what's been going on and currently, I was like, what is that? So I opened my window and I very happily saw fireworks out at PNC Park, which we're right across from.
1, 2, 3,
I can
4, 5,
see
6,
right outside my
7,
window. I can see
7 is the
PNC
first
Park
card
and
on the left.
beautiful fireworks show. They lit the Christmas tree last night.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Sure. And then also we've all
So the
agreed
new
that
guy
we're
is
not
in.
gonna, like watch the stream or have people tell us what's on the stream. So you
Yeah, that is Mike Vierheller.
That was Genius. He had Kings.
He is on the bottom right of your screen, just to the left of Tom Schneider.
don't
okay.
ask.
Don't
do tell.
Don't
Don't
ask.
ask. Do tell.
Do
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah.
Kind of like the reverse of the military.
Yeah,
thing,
exactly.
right?
Lock with kings on the button.
Check. Check.
He's going to get action from the blinds.
525.
So there was no straddle in this hand then.
Yeah, no straddle, unfortunately, for Lock.
And kings.
So just the first
So
card.
7. Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah, unfortunately for Lock, Schneider and
you are lucky.
Schneider and Smith
You're the
have
winner.
are a little bit just too ABC, and they don't get involved. Smith's going to have a tough time winning in this game,
Pay for our time.
unless he gets on the right side of coolers.
Really?
Plays a little bit too ABC at this particular game. I think playing ABC would have worked in yesterday's lineup
Yeah, it was every
a
hand.
little bit better.
I know.
But against this crew,
Mike's love
There's
that.
not a soft spot in this group, is there? I mean, for Mark.
if there was, I wasn't going to say it anyway. I wouldn't.
Right.
But
Nice.
I think this table is definitely a little tougher than yesterday's, and I just think Mark's going to have trouble.
Well, we've had Jack
Getting
on.
paid.
We've had Jack on before, Schachbacher.
Yeah.
Schanbacher. He's solid.
He's very good.
He's solid. And from what I've seen with Igor, he's pretty solid. And from what I've seen with Claudico
You go like grocery shopping?
Well, he's not.
Wolf, Mr. Wolf, he's pretty solid.
Yeah, that's
too.
not the Claudico kid.
No, I know. I'm confusing his name.
Right, Sam was the Claudico
Caligula
kid.
or whatever they call him.
Caligula?
What's
Cletus.
his nickname?
Cletus.
Cletus.
Although Caligula, that could start. Nicknames.
Colonel Caligula.
Yeah. Can you spell that?
Can you say it 3 times fast?
No, I can't even say it one time slow. 9-7 deuce, all hearts out there. Neither player has a heart. Whoever breathes on this pot's going to win it. There's a look at our new player, Mike Vierheller, who turned $1,000 into an opportunity to play on the Poker Night in America game, and you can do that as well. We're going to do that again tomorrow, and the plan is to do that at every stop.
Right. We're going to be doing it in Florida as well, where you can play in a sit-go and get yourself into this big game.
Take a look at the rank. Yeah, Schanbacher's, he's up 21,000. Laak, did Laak rebuy?
He bought for more. And not only that, but he put 20 on the table.
Oh, no, I know that. So did Schanbacher.
But then I think Laak put another 20 on the table.
Igor's up 2,000. I think Wolf is about even, by the way. He's right around even.
I'm guessing Laak's about even, too. So
who's our big loser? I mean, Schanbacher's up 22, unless he bought for more and we didn't see it.
Oh, wait. They're both in for 40.
Ah, okay. So they both bought in for an extra 20K. That makes much more sense.
So there's really no money changing hands.
Not a ton. There's no big winner and big loser as of yet. But it's still early. I mean, it's only 4:36 here in Pittsburgh at the Rivers Casino.
How is the Pittsburgh football team doing right now?
The college team?
Yeah.
Game started about an hour ago. I don't know. They're playing here. They play at Heinz Field,
How can they call if you do?
Just right next door.
Yeah.
So here's the real treat. You get to play with Phil Laak. He's probably one of the brightest minds in the world.
Apparently Louisville is up
The whole
10-7.
world.
You can't tell by
My apologies if you're DVRing that particular game. If you're DVRing Pittsburgh, Louisville, you've got problems.
Where's the goggles?
I wish
To watch us,
spend,
you've got
more
problems.
time,
But hey, I
trying
like
to
it.
solve, world peace
Second quarter just
crisis
started.
or something like that.
I
Your brain
might
power.
have money in that game. I'm in Pittsburgh. Why wouldn't I?
Fair enough. I can't put money. I'm not a real big sports bettor. I do like daily fantasy sports, but
I made one lineup today for tomorrow already.
Did you? Who's your key picker here? Schneider raised to 300. Wolf thinking of getting frisky. Wolf's one of those guys where he just can't help himself. Every hour or so, he's got to make a move. He just can't help himself.
He's gonna get tricky. Squirrely, that's what I was trying to say. Squirrely. He's gonna get squirrely with 2-4. Against queens. Interesting.
All in.
Well, that's an easy fold,
Call
now, isn't
clearance
it?
that time. Clearance came out that time.
So yeah, my
Hey, first orange chip.
I don't like having like one odd like large chip like
I'm
that.
happy to
And
have
just
this
look
one.
for a spot to get rid of it.
I'm happy to have it.
If you get any more and you want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Wigmaster says the Buckeyes are up 7-0. Only game I care about. Big game. Ohio State's got Michigan State today.
Yep.
And then Michigan next
Hate
week.
for that to put you on tilt or anything. I'll just
Back
take
to back, tough games.
Yeah.
I don't think they're the top 4 team. They don't look it to me right now.
When I do the straddles, I wonder, do you get a better return in your...
Tell you, if they beat Michigan State and Michigan, whether they look it or not, they're going to be a top 4 team.
That's true.
But if they lose one of those games, they won't be. So,
You're up. So.
tough games.
The problem is you feel like you lose more chips, so emotionally it's a bigger problem when you put out 4 green. You're
But it
losing.
looks like more baitish, I thought, too. It's just,
I think 4 green's more baitish because everybody has more black, and so they see green, they're like, oh, I don't have any green.
right, it's
I'll
the
go after some
attraction network
green.
thing, yeah.
What big deal? I had
Oh, and in
black
huge
chips
news,
and your black
this is
chips.
very important. North Dakota State is up
People
27-0.
don't like him. He doesn't
Whoa.
have a lot of green, so he knows.
Thank God.
Well, Colonel Tramp Stamp will be happy to know that.
Yeah, it's larger.
Ace 3 deuce.
So I
2
would-
pair here for Schneider.
Green.
Nothing there for
And Schneider's
Schanbacher.
hoping he's got ace queen or ace king. Wouldn't that be awesome for him?
Yeah, of course.
Not going to
It's
happen.
always collecting the data, you know.
Without a doubt.
It's hard to make money. I mean, you've got to have a good hand, and your opponent's got to have a good second best hand.
Is that true? Ohio State plays Iowa? See, that's what we need. We need to settle who's the best in the Big Ten, right? Iowa's undefeated.
Yeah. So Ohio State's got a tough road to hoe. Tough road ahead here. Yeah, if I'm sports betting, and like I said, I don't do it very often, I kind of need to watch the game.
But I feel like, you know, with card report, you're more likely to get points.
Yeah, I'm
You don't need
scared.
You just close your eyes and hope.
Pulling the humble card, whatever. It's like you're not trying to be flashy. Now the cards might.
So you said you made one daily fantasy sports lineup.
I did.
Who's your like
Derek Carr's my quarterback.
Who's your key player? Like who's the guy you love this week?
It's nuts.
I usually load up on receivers, so I think Des Bryant could have a big game with Tony Romo coming back, and Mike Evans could have a really big game.
Because they throw the ball to him 143 times a game.
Right, and then what else did I do? I went with some cheap running backs. I got Kendrick West and Jonathan Stewart.
I noticed your goggles fog up, though, when you have a big hand.
And I like Adrian Peterson. I got him in my
And
flex.
when
I had enough money for him, so.
Hey, he's not cheap, but
he was like 6,800.
He's a pretty good player.
Yeah, well, yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
He might be in beast mode tomorrow against Green Bay.
He certainly was in beast mode last week versus Oakland.
You know I have the old ace high. You know that. Hey, Phil has the ace jack and some ace. So you know, but you could have a hand. Thank you.
Oh, show a bluff, just one time. Oh my goodness gracious! My goodness gracious! Oh,
Look at that! Nobody thought he was bluffing. The thing is, I mean, Laak didn't even have a pair.
That could be worth a lot of money. That
Do you remember the time when Phil Laak dressed up as an old man? Like he had a disguise?
Yes, at the World Series.
And he went to the WSOP? What do you think of that? I mean, that's interesting, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, I saw it.
it's kind of like playing on poker online where you don't know who you're playing.
Yeah, I mean, people made the argument there was a lot of multi-accounting controversy that was brought up this summer.
Right.
I don't want to get into that, but some people did bring up, and they said, if you are not who you are representing to be, or pretending to be somebody different, so you can get action. Is that wrong, whether it's in the live form or not? I mean, Mike Carl used to, he wrote a whole book about how he used to pretend to be drunk, and he'd stumble into a casino and then play poker. And Phil Laak, as you mentioned, he did that as well, and they said it was not allowed. But
it's not allowed.
They said that you could not like wear a mask.
Disguise yourself?
Yeah, you couldn't disguise yourself.
Who said that?
You know, one of
They made a rule.
best blogs.
I want to say back when it was done, I think Matt Savage was in charge. It might be Jack Effel, I don't know. If you can get somebody on this to date, the exact date that it
There's more
happened, though.
anger in that blog. You can light up this.
Well, I know Savage used to be the tournament director for the World Series of Poker, so it might have been during his thing. But I'm just saying, is dressing up as an old man,
If you're in a spot like that,
is that
does it matter what
on the same level as
or is it just when you're straddling?
playing under a different account online?
That stuff weaves them around all the time.
Basically, you're pretending to be somebody you're not.
Online, you're anonymous, right? You can be anonymous. And if you show up as an anonymous old man, or would people play against him differently because he's an old man,
I
as
think so.
opposed to?
Of course they would. I mean, I think when you sit down at the table, Tom Schneider with a flush draw here, nobody else with much of anything. Schneider should figure out a way to win this hand. Laak's going to bet, though.
Without not thinking about. Yeah, you're right.
Schneider calls.
You're right.
I mean, I think for sure, if you sat down at a table, I'll just give you an example. Let's say you sat down at the table and you saw Phil Ivey at the table. You are going to have a predetermined bias based on, okay, how is this guy going to play? How should I play against him? You might be intimidated. Who knows?
I got him to slow down. That's all I want.
Now,
I don't care about the rest of it.
if the player next to Phil Ivey
Orange chip, so I'm very happy.
is a 71-year-old grandma, wearing a cardigan, you're probably going to play against that person differently.
You want to relive the moment?
So,
Flush gets there for
the rule prohibiting masks was back in 2009. By the way, for safety reasons, I think prohibiting masks in a casino probably not the worst idea in this day and age.
It's funny, I know the right place. You spent $3,300, but I'm going to check instead. Oh my God! Look at how I saved 3,300. Look at how I saved 3,300. Did I just save 3,300? Wow.
What do you have? Let's see what you show the
Good.
people.
Could you do me a favor? Take this hand and push it into the muck without any of the players here seeing.
No.
No. Go ahead.
Here's $25 to not do that. 25 to not do that.
H.R. Martin, LV, says multi-accounting is against the terms of service. Laak did not cheat because it was not a rule at the time. No, none of us are. None of us are
saying he
suggesting.
cheated.
Yeah, we were just asking if it's okay. It was made a rule after
Defense fund for
Laak
later.
did it. He was not cheating.
Right there.
We never suggested that he was.
Right there, a little special fund right there.
Money saved, money earned.
This, you know, a little cushion when I'm in hands with him. Oh, that felt good.
Did you ever see the video where Kyrie Irving dresses up as an old man and walks on to like a Rutgers basketball court, and he's dressed up as an old man, and he just schools everybody? It's pretty interesting.
That's great. I used to love those old LeBron James commercials.
Yeah, I think you're tuned
At
into the
Rutgers?
mothership.
No, didn't LeBron James have like a bunch of commercials where he would, he'd be an old man, he'd be a young man, he's different things?
I don't remember those.
No, maybe it was somebody else.
Oh.
Now they're back.
Maybe I thought it was LeBron James, and maybe it was actually Kyrie Irving.
Picking up that 3,300.
Get a raise here for Schanbacher, called in 3 spots, and how about top set? Top set for Schanbacher.
How did I know that?
No.
That's brilliant.
No, yeah, that's top set. Man.
No, I said now.
Man,
Now what do you
why
do?
would I try to check him when I have the nuts?
He bets.
Why would I
And
do that?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean,
he's gonna know.
sometimes it's going to happen. Sometimes you make your hand and it just doesn't. You don't get any action.
True.
It doesn't mean checking would be better play though.
And then we'll prepare the food in advance and then hopefully have it on time at
Beautiful.
45 after, okay? So
Awesome.
come around with menus and cover what you can cover, okay?
Mickey Deuces says, "How about get plastic surgery every year? Easy game."
Maybe if you're an MIT like blackjack counter or something, make some real money.
Didn't know what I was saying. I'm gonna have the panini.
225.
No. Sandwich. With
I better watch what's going on.
550.
300 more?
325. Another quarter.
Yeah, that's one.
So an open here by Schneider. Vierheller
All right, Mike. We
has
haven't been
3
doing
bet
this
with
here.
jacks.
First time for everything.
We'll see a flop. Wow, this is going to be some action. Schneider, if he plays his hand aggressively, he should be able to figure out a way to win it. He's got a straight draw. Vierheller could be a little bit nervous. This is a spot where, I mean, there's just so many cards that you're going to like. I mean, you like clubs comes off, right? Schneider is much more likely to have clubs in his range than Vierheller is. So this is one of those spots where, man, if I hit a club, I can win the hand. If I hit a jack, I can win the hand. If I hit a 6, I can win the hand. Now we can see if he hits a jack, he's in a world of hurt.
Right.
A jack is just absolute catastrophe.
Yeah.
High standard. I mean, you should.
I just have faith that it's possible. I always have
He's still firing though.
Yeah.
Mothership. Faith in the mothership.
And I kind of like this race. I really like this race. I don't know what the sizing is. I don't like the sizing, but I like the raise.
Looks like a min raise almost.
Well, Schneider's the player he can have a 9. You know what I mean? He could have called the flop with a 9.
He's not going away.
No, he's not. But he might on the river. You got to raise here and then follow through. Oh, and that's a good card for him as well. The nuts change once again. I mean, Schneider can have 9x of clubs.
Is he going to bomb the river now?
I mean, there are hands that Schneider can have here. 9-7, 9-10, Jack 9, Queen 9.
He's going to bomb the river. He's got to bomb it though, right? Or it's 2,000?
Yeah, I don't like the sizing.
23.
In the pot, what's the pot?
No, you just gave your opponent. He gave his opponent 5-1,
and he folded. It looked like a value bet.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a bluff, you know. Schneider bet the.
That's why Schneider's the donkey bomber, and I'm nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably sizing it a little bit larger myself, but give Schneider credit. Got it through.
No, just get the. It's not on the menu. Just to get the chicken breast.
I mean, just a really tough spot for Mike, because Mike, by the time the river comes out, Mike can't beat a king, he can't beat a 9, he can't beat the flush.
Right.
I mean, he can only beat On a king 9-8 board, you start thinking, okay, what did my opponent call me with? Well, the straight draws are out there, Jack 10, but the problem is Mike Vierheller has 2 jacks, so it's less likely that Donkey Bomber's got Jack 10 in his range. Much more likely that he's got clubs or some sort of 9.
And all your bluffs are getting through.
Just really, really hard.
Let's see how Smith plays his jacks.
And the good hands are winning, but the bluffs are getting through, so you're in the zone.
We've seen some really nice bluffs today.
Did you hear what Phil Laak just said?
Repeat it for our viewers.
He said, your good handings are winning and your bluffs are getting through, he says to Tom. So he knew that Tom was bluffing.
Okay. Testing the theory.
Well, I mean, you realize, on the turn, the only hand that Tom is repping a 9.
We're going to eat back there. Oh, yeah, thanks.
So you're also going to have to try the...
What kind of soup you have?
I don't know. He called the re-raise. I mean, he called the check raise to 3,000. There was a lot in that.
Well, it wasn't a check raise. It was just a regular raise. Yeah.
Right. You're right.
Yeah.
Right. So he already stuck 3,000 in the pot. Plus, the pot had to be 10,000 almost.
Well, he put a total of 4,000 in the pot because he bet pre, he 3-bet pre, then he bet the flop and got called, and then he called the $3,000 raise on the turn. So he put over 4,000 in the pot. And then he folded to the river the bet. Like I said, you saw it by the river time. By the river, the pot was over $10,000, and it was only 2,300 to call. So you're getting almost 5 to 1. Almost 5 to 1.
The new guy, yeah. What's your name again? Mike, it's our first hand though.
That's good.
It's our first hand.
What a flop here for Phil Laak. Jeez. Yeah, he flops a gut shot straight flush draw. When I'm getting like 5, 6 to 1.
You're pretty much calling anything, right?
No, I have to have a really good reason to fold. I'll just put that there. I will fold occasionally, but I have to have a good reason. Because if I'm getting that good a price, my opponent doesn't have to be bluffing very often for me to win, to make money on the call. Oh, unfortunately for Laak, brick.
7.
700. Oh, pair of 7.
By the way, if Laak thinks that Mike Vierheller was just bluffed,
that is the winner.
I kind of like the idea of not bluffing the next hands.
This matches that right there.
Sometimes guys don't like to get bluffed twice in a row.
A little steamy.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You have a... I'll keep it. Sorry, I should have been ready for you. I am wondering which... There we go.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for spending your Saturday with us.
Give me a minute. Thank you. You want one?
Yeah, you might as well get 2.
Thank you. You want one?
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
We continue to roll along. I believe the players are going on dinner break in about 20 minutes.
Tom, if you're going to win all the money, you have to start straddling. It's too much pain.
You know what?
How come you got 3
It was his
orange?
straddle.
How come you got
Ever lose
3
a
orange?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm getting that.
It's a new record.
Put it back in the strap. I'm just on the log in the corner of the room.
We'll see this one 3 ways. Pre-flop raiser with Schneider. He's going to bet.
That's it. Right,
And while he has the worst hand, it'll probably get through.
the way that you bet, it makes people feel like you have top set. It's like, it's not even a drop. It's sort of like a throw drop. It's not a flat, it's not a push.
In honor of you, Phil. There you go. There's mine.
Ooh, you're a beast.
Little stradiddle for you.
Straddly diddly.
Straddling the mothership, Phil. What do you think?
The mothership's in tune. The mothership is lying up to refuel and just chill on the dock, you know.
Straddling the mothership.
This is where I just lose a quarter.
So I went to Market Square last night because I thought that
What
was
is
kind
that, by the way?
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's part of Pittsburgh. I guess like
Is it
downtown.
across the river?
Yeah, it's across the river, and it's
Okay, I've been
it's where
there.
the Christmas tree is.
Yep. So you took a cab over there or something?
Yeah, Uber.
They let
Went
me
over there.
have the frequency.
Thought it would be kind of a happening area. It wasn't really. Kind of disappointed. There wasn't much going on there. But found out from the Uber driver on the way back that the south side is where to go.
400.
Okay.
So kind of having an internal debate whether I want to get a good night's sleep tonight, so be properly rested for my field goal
For your
kick,
field goal?
or do I want to go out and partake in some
You can do
some
both.
drinking?
Yeah.
I can. I definitely can, but I can't go out and get a good night's sleep.
Really?
That's not going to happen. Going out and getting a good night's sleep is probably an impossibility. Schneider with now full house.
He's running.
Schanbacher, by the way, was just floating. He was going to try to take this one away.
Schneider's kind of on a heater.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him lose a pot in a while.
No, he since the nines.
He won that pot.
Yeah, the nines the nines, but he was down before that.
Okay.
He bought in. Schneider bought in for 8,500. He started that hand with like 65.
And
So
now
he was
got-
down 2,000.
Now he's got multiple orange chips. Remember, he got
Yeah.
his first one.
He's now got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, he is probably up 4,000.
Is Schanbacher? He's going to be making a move here.
Yeah, I thought, like I said, I had a feeling he wasn't just,
Normally it works.
Oh, if
A lot of times it works.
Yeah, if Schneider doesn't have a
Sees two
king
kings
here,
out there, right?
And Schanbacher probably thinks, well, if he had a king, maybe he wouldn't bet it. I mean, the best play for Schneider, 100%, is call and then check.
Call and
check. And by the way, just check call the river too. Unless he hits his jack.
Say that again.
I mean, the best call on the river, in all fairness, is probably check call, because check raising against a good player.
He's going to raise right now.
Yeah, and this is I don't like this. I mean, unless you have a lot of history with your opponent and you're kind of clicking it back and you think that maybe you can like level your opponent into leveling themselves and they make a move because they don't believe that you would do this. I just think when push comes to shove, though, if your opponent's, if you think maybe they're bluffing, give them enough rope to hang themselves.
Instead of some dead reed, Felt like a hand.
Ivana Pupu says, the South Side, I believe, has one of the highest number of bars per block of anywhere in the country. If you go out anywhere between 14th and 24th Street, you can just look around and see 3+ good bars. Good news. So, like I said, I'm still having the internal debate whether I want to get a good night's sleep and wake up well-rested for my field goal kick.
As Jennifer said, enlightening, in a very enlightening way, don't sleep. Sleep is wasting your life.
Easy enough for her to say, but I've got an 8-hour. I've got an 8-hour
kick a
broadcast
field goal.
tomorrow. Right, and an 8-hour broadcast after
Yeah,
that.
you're a pro. You can do this. So Schneider, they just showed the chip counts. He's up to 19,000. He's been on quite the heater.
Yeah, some people are saying you don't check raise because of pocket sixes. I'm not scared of pocket sixes. By the way, I'm not raising the river. Like, let's say the river's a deuce. I'm not raising the river. I'm just check calling with my king on the river because, number one, unless I have history with that particular opponent, I'm never going to get called.
I'm about stuck down like $800, 1,000 or something.
And if I do raise him and then he re-raises me, I hate life.
Yeah, I had 2 overs.
But I'm not raising that turn if I'm Schneider, simply because the likelihood is your opponent either A, has a king or nothing. And if he's got nothing, let him keep bluffing.
I got that from the mothership.
Wasn't it
when you get old.
Margaret Thatcher?
That hurt bad.
Who only
That
slept
hurt
like
really
4.5 hours a night?
I think there's a lot of people in history that
Very productive people.
Yeah, like super productive. Like Einstein probably only slept 4 hours a night or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I will tell you that
I'm not one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Talib guy says, look, Tuck, if you go out and don't get sleep, there's no excuses if you miss the field goal. No, I will not give you an excuse. If I go out and drink, that is my own decision. No excuses whatsoever. Igor, who we haven't heard from in a while, flops top pair, now has turned trips.
3,000 flop.
Wolf also has been somewhat quiet. Tried that 4-deuce play, it didn't really work.
Hey. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. This is
By the way,
unfair.
I'm stuck 2,300, not 1,000.
Dr. Phil suggesting that neither
It's
one of us could
unfair.
make it into the top 20 at the main event. Top 20 at the main event is hard.
It's pretty hard.
I mean, the odds of either of us ever making the top 20 of the
True.
World Series of Poker main event is slim.
Really slim.
Yeah, I'm going to play it a couple more times, but I mean, top 20 is strong.
Wow. Wow, you only want. So you're only stuck up.
I played it 4 times. I cashed once, but I did not come close to the top 20. Good call there, Dr. Phil. You're right.
Phil, how much won it last year?
What is your deepest run to the World Series?
Just the time I cashed. I got knocked out, midway through day 4.
So I have a deeper run than you.
Probably. What did you finish?
I finished 9th in a 6 max.
Oh, you mean the World Series?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't play many World Series events. I'm sorry. Oh, the best I ever finished was 11th. Actually, so yeah, you beat me. The best I ever finished the World Series. Do you count the charity event? Because I won that.
No.
I won the media
Then it
invitational.
really doesn't count.
I won that in 06.
Okay.
That is on my ended mob. And I also final tabled the media event again a
So
couple of years
you
later.
crushed the media
I
tournament.
kill media events. Media and charity events, I kill.
You know what? I actually won a charity event in Chicago. It was put on by J.V. Pritzker, and it was a big deal. But I got a free seat, and I never rebought. The rebuys were $5,000.
Wow.
They raised $2 million.
That's a lot of money.
And I won the damn thing. I got a $50,000 gift certificate to Graf Jewelers.
Oh wow, my story is terrible compared to that. That's a great story. That
and I can't afford a watch. I can't even afford a watch with that $50K.
I feel like an idiot going to one of those charity events because people are like, oh, let's have fun, rebuy. And I'm going $5,000.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't rebuy. Yeah. I'm sitting next to the owner of the Cubs. And then the guy from Citadel Capital, they said, who would like to guarantee themselves a spot at the final table? He's like, I would.
At this point, I just
For $250,000, he got a seat at the final table. I beat him heads up.
Too many wizards. Everyone's doing
far, so good.
That's great. See, my story pales in comparison. So I mentioned yesterday that took my wife playing poker for the first time in her life. She plays video poker, but has never actually played poker. So I took her to a charity event 2 weeks ago.
In Vegas?
No, it was actually in Pasadena, and it was for the police department,
Okay.
the Pasadena Police Department.
Okay.
To benefit,
I don't really believe that you run
fallen policemen, families, so forth and so on.
Simulations, at least.
Very good
Do you?
cause.
Let's make it 1,000. Then I'm
Anyway, again, like proven, I do great at charity events. I won that, but I got a $500 gift card to
I feel
Amazon.
like every time Phil does that, he does
That was it.
It's not bad.
You got
How much to get in?
50,000.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what to do with it. I still have it.
The entry was like, I say it was like $100.
Wow, that's not much of a victory.
No, it was $100, but it went to charity.
It all went to charity,
We got
right.
dinner out of it. I mean, it was dinner included. And it was also, I had to put 100 in for my wife too, so it was like 200.
Wow.
I had a feeling it was
Oh, Schneider's going to call this. Wolf will be a slight dog to Schneider's ace king of spades.
I was calling that.
Although since we can see 2 dead spades, I can tell you that
1,000 every time.
theoretically Wolf actually might be a favorite with the dead spades. Schneider has not called yet, but I don't think he's going to fold.
Tournament players, a reminder, you must be in your seat when the second card is dealt around the button.
How much is that?
Yeah, the graphics, by the way, do not take into account any folded cards.
Yes, you got 2 spots there, table 3. 1 spot, thanks. E and H, 5-5. You're already in? And there's still a spot over there? Thanks. Great.
That's close enough. What is it?
8,600.
86.25.
8,625. 8,625.
Okay.
Schneider's really thinking about this one.
Clarence or Cletus?
You don't like calling off with ace
My
king.
life savings.
Yeah.
So it's a
This is
little
my
bit
life.
of clearance, a little bit of Cletus, a little bit of everything. My life savings right here.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Spit it up.
86.25.
Oh well. Good luck.
young man, if he's slow rolling you with aces and he takes your old stack, I'd like to be part of your next stake as you make it on the road. You've got the heart and discipline if it doesn't go right here. Or if he gets frisky with 5-2 of clubs and he just gets there with a straight flush, I'm on your team. I'll be part of it. You can stay at my guest house.
It's a win-win situation.
Yeah, he's making friends.
Win-win for Wolf. He either wins the hand or he gets to stay in Phil Laak's guest house.
He's the new Cato Caitlin out in L.A. hanging out with in the guest house for the Locks.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Phil Laak's not the next next OJ.
I'm just saying he's a houseboy,
right?
In the guest house.
All right, let's see a flop. I'm folding.
He's folding. Let's see a flop. Wow.
Same hand. If it's spades.
Oh, well, they flopped.
Same hand.
Schneider would have been on a free roll after that flop. Only one spade out. One spade out there would have given a free roll.
You're going to lose a little bit of money there.
Yeah, I guess I could have just called you.
Wow, if you call and then he raises and I call and you flash.
I'm kind of surprised Schneider folded that. Is he not a gambler?
He is a gambler. Yeah, I've seen him.
I'm surprised. I mean, he 3-bet with Ace King and then he folded that.
You know, he probably figures he's made a nice little comeback here. He probably figures he's going to win at the end of the day because maybe that's the way he thinks.
By the way, he's up even after that fold. He is up $9,000. Laak and Schanbacher both down. Igor is back to even. Wolf is up a little bit now.
And the new guy is pretty much got chopped in half already.
Yeah.
Wow.
Guys really know how to put on a poker planet.
I mean, I don't love Ace King, especially in a live game, but I think against Wolf, he's shown enough propensity to bluff that I don't think that I'm 3-betting with Ace King suited and then folding for 7,000 more.
I might move all in. If it's I call and he raises 1,000, you call, I might just go all in there.
Tear my labor.
What's that?
I said I tear my labor.
Dr. Phil says, I played 25-50 with Wolf a few weeks ago. He turned 5K into 55K.
So that wasn't his life savings.
Well, who knows? He might have been back in that game. So maybe out of the 55K, maybe only 15 of it was his. I don't know. Maybe he had makeup. I never try to guess on somebody else's finances.
I wasn't going to raise pre-flop anyways. I was going to call.
Yeah, I'm just going to take that one down.
What do you have? You have
Vierheller.
Get that flop?
Yeah. I'm in.
You've gotten lucky every time.
King, queen?
You just like saying that.
I do.
Hey, look at this.
do that every
I like saying schutzpah.
You like saying it really badly, huh?
Schutzpah.
Can I change it up for you? Do you want me to change it up for you?
I don't know.
What's that?
At least Brian.
Did you see one of the funniest clips ever? Did you see the John Oliver piece on Daily Fantasy Sports?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
So then you saw during that, you saw the newscaster mispronounce chutzpah terribly.
He said chutzpah?
No, the newscaster said, she said chuxpah, something, I can't even pronounce what she pronounced.
Would have looked great if you had.
But that was the main part of the joke, was just making fun of her pronunciation of the word.
If he had aces and you folded ace king, that would be brilliant.
I don't know why I didn't like it.
In fairness, clearly it's not a word that you'd ever heard before. But as a newscaster,
how do you not hear that word? How do you go through life and not ever hear that word?
Even if you hadn't, though, you're a broadcaster. There's a general rule: if you don't know how to pronounce something, you ask somebody.
Right. So it goes by the old Mark Twain. It's better to be silent and appear to be stupid than to open one's mouth and confirm the fact.
Well said.
It's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it's true.
Let's get a three-way all in. Jacks, kings, and aces.
Thank you.
I think Mickey just kind of slammed you.
I don't know. I said he might. He might.
But you don't speculate.
By the way, it might also not be his life savings. He suggested that.
But you are speculating.
He suggested that was life saving. Yes, I am speculating. Well played, Mickey Deuces.
You got him.
Well played. He might have won the 55K last week, and then had a weekend of
debauchery.
Oh, exactly. Who knows?
Hey,
Is that what you do?
Tom,
but we're not speculating.
Well, no, I used to be a partner with one of the big firms.
Oh, nice.
Natalie Storm says, it does bother me when words or names are mispronounced. It bothers me to no end. I do it a lot.
Fun.
One of the big firms. How many big
When
firms
I
are
do
there?
not get a chance to talk to the players before they come to the table, I know there's a really good chance that I will mispronounce their name. I've covered European poker tours. I've covered the Latin American poker tour. I have had to pronounce some really, really tough names. And when I don't get to talk to the player and actually confirm what their name is, it irks me because I know there's a chance. I go, I'm going to mispronounce this guy's name or butcher it.
But they're out of
So
the company's gone.
I don't like it, but
I think actually in Florida you were mispronouncing Blake Bond's name. Remember? You're calling him Bone all day.
No, I know his name, but Bone is better. It just sounds cooler.
Tens of thousands.
Oh yeah, Bone Man.
Right, exactly.
T-Bone.
How fast that happens?
I mean, if you were, I would, if that was your last name, you just, hi, I'm Mr. Bone.
They're afraid that you're not going to have, whatever license you need in order to.
And his nickname, I assume, is Bones, or Bone.
I really don't know.
And everybody goes scrambling. So before the dust can settle, they all got to find a place to land.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, does that mean that you had something or not?
Partner.
You quit?
Decided rather
Yeah,
than
no,
take
you're
his
right.
money, he decided to.
I gotta tell you, this Cletus, Dan Wolf, Clarence, has more nicknames than I've ever heard. So, Cullen.
And he's got the only Hulk Hogan jacket I've seen
ever
in.
Too much of it.
You're probably right, but maybe 30 years ago, I may have seen one, but it was like, it was pop culture back then. But to be wearing one now that just makes him. He's just a character, if you ask me.
For sure.
Especially
considering I doubt he was even alive.
He said he found it right. He sounded he found it at a flea market or something like that. It spoke to him.
Yeah, I can buy that. So apparently, according to Cullen Human, says Wolf was a Maryland Live reg. That has been mentioned numerous times. We can't confirm nor deny that.
Who is?
Wolf.
Good things or bad?
Oh, okay. The gentleman talking. We call him Blinky and Fetus Boy. Blinky because he blinks a lot. Fetus Boy because of card protector. Apparently, there's a card protector that he has.
Well, what's that?
I don't know if that's it. That could be it. Is that it? Can we get a shot of that?
No.
In 30 minutes? Okay.
What is your card protector?
I almost want to see the flop.
It's my little baby.
And your baby is missing a leg and an arm, or
fetus?
It's been beat up, taken a lot of donkey kicks, been through a lot.
Yeah.
Well, it's lucky that baby has somebody to take care of it now. That's nice.
Yeah.
Moving forward, it's nice.
It's as if the players at the table knew we were talking about that. Uncanny.
That's weird.
You said someone to take care of it. I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
I do my best, I guess.
No, it's just
It's a baby that's been through a lot, he said.
I know, right?
It's a
This
form
makes
of-
everything better.
And to amorphize inanimate objects is fine. too.
Speaking of babies and getting back to what we were saying about sleep earlier on,
We are as humans.
I was always one of those guys that could never operate unless I got my full 8 hours.
Intuitive, empathic
But
beings.
I have been proven wrong.
Like dogs are like wolves.
Since he had a baby.
Since I had a baby, I've not only been able to
I can't even understand.
operate, but
All of our brains
function.
generally, 6 hours a night is what I get now.
are all firing
Okay.
against each other,
I've just adapted to it.
You've adapted. You've evolved.
I had no choice. Schanbacher with the kings and a set of kings. Laak with ace jack.
Ooh.
It's a huge flop. We saw a flop like this yesterday where we had top pair with the flush draw. A huge flop for Laak, an enormous flop for Schanbacher. Vierheller with just a gut shot.
He checked. Okay.
Oh, this could be. I mean, these guys have $40,000 each. This could be an enormous pot. Schanbacher bet 600. Laak raises. Action back over to Jack.
Player number 14.
Jack just calls.
Yeah, can you give me a flavor? Just flesh that flat, if that's the word, fleshing. Yeah, thanks.
Phil being Phil.
I just want to sort of measure it up.
Oh, blank on the turn.
There's like 4,600 out there, so I have to bet 4,150, which is kind of like a fleshing bet.
Is this the time to shove it?
I think they're too. I wouldn't
For Jack?
shove. I mean, they're pretty deep. I remember these guys. They each have they started the hand with about $38,000-$39,000.
Wouldn't you make this like at least 12 to 15,000 right now?
Depends what Schanbacher thinks Laak has. He's looking over here. Jack's actually, they're on dinner break, so Jack's looking over. Jack, what were you thinking right now?
Sometimes my opponents wonder if the mothership is within the reception cycle.
Yeah.
Jack's thinking, I hope he has 2 sevens.
Out of reception.
Could be out in the middle of the Atlantic.
Laak is such a unique guy that, like, he can be in the middle of an enormous pot and just carrying on conversation.
Low orbit of like 128 miles.
Did you think maybe ace-x of spades at all?
Are you the one commanding that ship, or do they?
Oh no.
You're not commanding it. They don't listen to you at all. Are you like one of the dumbest people on the ship, or are you the?
I'm just tuned into what's going on the ship. They talk about poker.
They do?
Oh, they're watching it.
Oh.
They're piped in. What do you think these cameras and wires that go into that area and then they do the satellite hop with
I
the
hope they-
Wi-Fi enable whatever?
I hope the gaming
There's the
commission
raise.
doesn't listen to this.
Your sizing, your prediction.
What's the mothership
What was
say
it?
Pretty
about
spot on. I don't know exactly, but it looks like about 12,000.
11.9 total.
11.9?
Yep.
Can you pull in the 4-1 whatever it was?
So another 7,700 back over to Laak.
That's 9. What is that?
7850.
7,750.
7,750.
Where's Laak? Is he here? I know
You
Phil
want
Laak.
to put it in? You have a set of aces? What if you have a set of aces? 6, 7, 8. What is it?
7,700.
Laak's going to call.
750.
Deuce of spades would be disastrous for Phil Laak.
Yeah, I was gonna say for who?
Yeah. Not so disastrous for Jack. Oh, it's the 9 of spades. Jack, how much did you hate that card? At this point, what were you putting him on? So either way, the card's terrible because it's either going to kill your action
On the river.
or your hand's dead.
Mothership.
Okay.
And then on
Doesn't
the
need
river,
to tell me that.
if you can turn a few hands into a bluff, maybe 10 jack, queen jack of clubs, but that's why it took a little longer than I normally would to fold. And then I figured he wouldn't bluff 2 sevens, he'd just check back, so I ended up mucking my hand.
Spoiler alert: Jack's going to muck his hand.
Yeah, a couple minutes.
Way to go, Jack.
I didn't enjoy it, that's for sure. It was painful.
Thanks for fucking this broadcast up for us, okay? the 2 minutes of tension we've been waiting for the entire day, and you just screwed it up.
You started talking to me, I got back in the hand in my mind, I'm tilted again now.
Yeah, so what were you?
Yeah.
So what were you thinking here? I mean, what was your thought process going on through?
First I think ace-x of spades, and I'm like whatever, and then I'm thinking if he can bluff 2 sevens here, and then I came to the conclusion he's not bluffing 2 sevens, and then I started thinking of 10 jack, queen jack, with clubs, like just bluffing the flop and turning a club draw, turning that hand into a bluff, and then I just decided no, and stopped thinking about that and just mucked my hand before I talked myself into putting another 24K in the pot for no reason.
So like we try to convince ourselves the one hand that we can beat.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because really, there's no hands I beat there.
I mean, do you ever think that he's value betting a hand worse than yours, specifically sevens?
No, I think he can turn sevens into a bluff though, because he's probably assuming I have ace king or aces or kings when I check raise the turn. So I mean, on that river he can bluff sevens and get me off top set or middle set.
Look who's on your right.
I just walked in.
Hey Phil, what's up, Laak? What was your thought process here, man?
That I made a blunder to bet on the turn because I felt he had some kind of A7 set of kings, something super power, and I was like, why did I do that when I knew that was coming? And then I was like, wow, I'm just gonna get there, aren't I? And the spaceship said, you're gonna get there and you're gonna go shove it all in, and he's gonna call with maybe he has top or middle set, you get lucky. And then look, he folds the set of kings, showing you how hard it is to make money in 2015. They're all wizards, even if you haven't heard of them. Yeah, no disservice. I just know he was a practiced player. I could feel it right away,
Did you ever think of betting smaller on the river?
But I mean, he's not out there playing terms. So. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, I've wasted equity left and right on this trip, burning it off in cakes, like I was explaining the other day. You know, it's so obscene though. Like, the question is can the sick man with the goggles turn his hand into a bluff if he? But I'm gonna fold the turn if I don't. That's why it's a fold anyways. The funny thing is, I wasn't even supposed to call the turn. That's the weird thing. So that's why you compensate for those mistakes by doing these hyper weird, angular, potentially exploitative. I don't even know. It's also to defend yourself. You have to bluff with this stuff. It's scary doing the bluffs.
Symmetrical wall.
It's fun when you have it. When you have it, right? Tuchman, you have it. It's like whatever. You can't lose. I know I can't lose, so I'm comfortable under the goggles. That's the thing. But sometimes people do these bets to you, and you're like, well, how do you react to a guy that's sick enough to not care just to try and get the chips because he doesn't care because he's sick, you know? Sick people win money a lot of times. You don't have to have ace. I'm saying you don't even have to have any spades in your hand. You can just go sick sometimes.
I mean, you were suggesting. I mean, I would suggest that you're probably comfortable regardless of whether you're bluffing or whether you have the stones.
You know, you're asking him to fold a monster or potentially a monster. I don't know. I thought he was going to call. That's why I kind of felt like.
If you had pocket sevens, what happens on the turn or the river?
We just get it all in on the turn, I think.
You get it all in on the turn?
No, maybe I just fold like a wizard to the tops. I don't know. You have to. Sometimes you just put money in and lose in poker, you know? Like, I wasn't supposed to hit a 9 of spades. Don't you get it? This is like an accident. Now I've hit the accident branch, and now he's perfectly bouncing off it. It's like, shows you how terrible a call it was. It's burning money, you know? And then you get the money, and then you burn it again. It's like multiple illustrative moments, and we're in a hand, and one gambler can burn equity at each branch.
How pissed are you right there at the table right now?
Nothing. I'm feeling great. I'm like, wow, how did that 9 save me? Taking the turn. I even said it. I think even in real time, I said, wow, betting the turn is, you know, a potential blunder. It's easier to do with nothing than a hand like that sometimes. Wow. I don't know. I'm just guessing half the time, like everyone else, you know.
I like it. We are on a 30-minute delay, guys. That's how we are able to do this. The players, I said 20 minutes ago, they went on dinner break, so they were kind of venturing into this back room where we do the commentary, and that kind of stuff I love.
That was pretty good.
Nice. You get right inside the players' heads. You know what I mean? Right inside. And by the way,
really weird timing that we just walked in because I just finished dinner, and then I was like, oh, I'm looking at the clock, so I came back, and then you walk by this area. It's all very close. Like the people watching that table, we're 18 to 23 feet from that table right now.
Yeah. I mean, I turned around. You know, we were just having one of our completely pointless conversations, and I looked and I said, this is a pretty interesting hand. And I looked over, and there were like 30 people right behind us kind of staring, and I was like, Jack's watching this hand. Why is he watching this hand? Oh, he's in it. Let's see what happens. And then we got it. You know, we got inside his brain, which is very interesting. And then obviously the chance to get inside your brain is interesting and scary at the same time.
Sometimes just know you can get paid for the lower bet, but you know when your range is just it doesn't matter what you bet sometimes if they're going to call or fold. Like he has a set of kings. You know, a lot of people just call.
It's a great laydown though.
Yep.
You know, there aren't
tough to win in this game. Everyone can do that. And Tom Schneider is either bluffing or catching hands, but he's winning all the money, so I have to be very careful when he's on the button and whatever, handcuffed, and it's torture, and I'm sure it was all bluffs. Well done. This is Tom Schneider.
Yeah, Donkey Bomber is up like 9K.
He's calling his way up to 9K. You're frustrated. I can't play any hands, Donkey Caller, because you're right after me, and you just play them too, and then you win the money from me.
That's the idea. Yeah. I mean, I'm lucky. I got a mothership too. a newer mothership. Your mothership, I feel like, is running on fumes.
They told me that it was gravitational gravity propelled. So as long as they're near planets, they have the gravity of that planet. That's what I was talking about.
Mine's propelled by chips.
That's
so
probably a better science.
I have to feed the chips.
All right.
Well, how good was that?
That's good stuff, man.
Can we win an Emmy for that?
That's the kind of stuff that can win you.
Can we win a Pulitzer for that?
Really, some insignificant internet award, some insignificant live streaming internet award. There will be. And I'm sure if I don't win some
Can we get nominated for like the American Poker Awards like live stream of the year? Just because of that hand?
Wow. I don't know.
Somebody should nominate us. I mean,
it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
We're going break.
Yeah, we are. We are going on a quick 30-minute break. We'll be back in 30 minutes. More Poker Night in America live from Rivers Casino in Pittsburgh. Thanks, guys.